You clicked on this video because of the title, and I'm not going to waste your time with a long intro or begging you to subscribe or anything, so let's get right into it. Now, what I'm going to start this video off is a story. Now, this story plays into the video, so I highly recommend that you listen to this story. It's a quick story. Now, every time a new year comes around for me, I'm sitting around with my family, watching the ball drop, and we're talking about our new goals and what we want to accomplish this year. And it feels great. It feels great. And now I know you probably know this feeling whenever you're writing your goals or whatever you're doing, but you kind of get this pride or this ego whenever you're making these goals and you make them big and you just want to get ready to start accomplishing them. But I mean, whatever, it works and it makes you really motivated. It makes you want to make this year your breakthrough year. So what happens is you set an alarm way too early, ready to start working on these goals and change yourself for the better. In the moment you wake up, all that dopamine, all that motivation and that drive and that boost you got from last night is gone. And there's a little motivation because this is no longer you talking about your goals with your friends or your family. This is the act of you having to stay on your New Year's resolution. Stay on your New Year's resolution. Now, this is what most of us feel, but we shouldn't feel like this when acting on our goals. Your New Year's resolution shouldn't be giving you this miserable feeling whenever you're acting on it. In fact, it should actually be the opposite. Like, I don't feel this way whenever I go for my goals or whatever. I do not feel this way. I feel satisfied. Now, if I explained your situation earlier, then stay tuned because this short video will make sure you're on the right path to a different year than last year, a more successful year. Now, what we're going to go over first is your New Year's resolution, which is the first step to having a better year. Now, first, why do people fail their New Year's resolution and how can you benefit from other people's mistakes? Now, a problem that people face is whenever they're in that joy moment of making their goals or whatnot, they'll set their goals way too different from the way they've been living in their day-to-day life. For example, if I have been waking up at 1 p.m. every single day and then all of a sudden I set my alarm to 6 a.m., how do you think that's going to play out? It sucks to say this, but doing that is setting yourself up for failure. Like, you will get to that waking up at 6 a.m. point, but you are not there yet. So do not set your goals there or it'll just come crashing down. Slow and gradual movement forward will get you anywhere and anything you want to be in life. And this is the case for the guy in the beginning. Another reason people fail at staying on their New Year's resolution is making goals that are too easy or boring to chase. Sounds crazy, but if you wake up 1 minute earlier, like, yes, that is slow and gradual movement, but that's only if you can continue to change your goals as you keep going, which a lot of people do not do. Now, where you want to be with your goals is you want to be working towards them. You don't want to complete them just by living your day-to-day life. Like, you want to have to be working towards them. And then you use your progress to stay motivated. Now, another way that I see people making these goals that'll hurt them more than it'll help them is they make these goals so unrealistic. Now, this one plays into the first problem. It's just that the first one, people abandon it or fail it because they can't mold or adapt to the new expectations quickly. But whenever this one's more of like it won't happen. If your goal is, I want to make more money or I want to save more money, which that's a lot of people's goals, the thing is that won't happen unless you can make good money saving habits and good money making habits. And you would have to end up making a big change during that goal period of your I want to make more money. Because the truth is, $1 million opportunity isn't going to fall at your feet if you're living the same life. If you're just spinning in a hamster wheel, you have to do different things. Now, you can not only benefit from your mistakes, but you can also benefit from other people's mistakes, and it's easy. Now, you can use other people's problems to stay aware of that area and possibly know what you can expect. If somebody says, oh, I did these mistakes with money, if you want to make more money, then you will know what to expect and what not to run into. But the truth is, you're not going to learn it if you don't experience it. Now, the next time you fail or you relapse on a resolution, instead of getting mad or discouraged, I want you to analyze it. Analyze why it happened, why you need this bad habit. You need to get to the root because every bad habit has a root, and that's why it's there. Every failure in what you're doing will bring you closer to success in that area. So next time you fail or relapse, I want you to analyze why it happened, because every single bad habit has a root problem, and a root problem that you don't want to face. So what do? Face it directly. And I know this might sound rhetorical or stupid or whatever, and I know it's going to be hard. It's not easy for people, but it's going to prevail a massive reward if you can cut out the root problems of a bad habit. Because you have to think about the life you would live or the rewards you would have if you quit that bad habit. And then you also have to think right now where you're at with the bad habit. What do you experience? Why do you need this bad habit? What does the bad habit give to you that this life couldn't give to you? This life is pure joy, and this is what you need to strive for, because this bad habit is not real happiness. Now, you can't hide from your problems, and you know what is underlying deep down. Only you know that, and you know what needs to be done to fix that. And if you can go in and stop that root issue or solve it, then that is a massive step to stopping these bad habits. Give the bad habit no reason to be there. The less reasons you give a bad habit to be in your life and taking an effect on you, and it's crazy to say, but this is real life, but like taking an effect on you and kind of destroying your life depending on what the habit is, then the easier it'll be to not need it and not relapse. I've had people ask me, if I have good goals, what can I do to stay on them? Let me tell you something first. If you're asking that question, then you probably don't have good goals. You have goals that probably aren't fit for you just yet. You shouldn't be worried about if you're going to stay on your goals. You should be worried about if you're going to achieve your goals in the goal period that you have written down. In that worry you have from not completing your goals in the time limit, that'll push you forward and drive you. Now, if you really have made good goals for yourself, then we'll be going over things that you can do to really get locked in with your goals. Because all you need to have a successful year is some growth, some development. And it's not hard at all. Now, with that being said, things you can do to really build the foundation of your goals and solidify them are meeting like-minded people. And this is a massive step, and you cannot skip this step. This is a non-negotiable. Because I promise, with like-minded people, with this team, this friend group of you guys all doing the same stuff and pushing each other to the max, you guys will get the most benefit and the most success out of your year. But whenever I say this, people cringe and they're like, oh, I have to talk to people, I have to make these friends, like where do I find these people? It's so simple. Go on Facebook, go on Reddit, go on any of these social medias, find these groups that you have to join. If you like plants or you want to be a planner, then find a group of planners. Like, it's so simple, because once you find that group of people that share the same interests as you, becoming their friend and becoming talking with them, it's so much easier because you guys share the same interests and want the same stuff. And I'll tell you right now, the chances are is that they're probably looking for the same people, and they'd be glad to let you in or let them talk to you. I don't know much about planting, but it pretty much goes for every single niche, every single category you're trying to do. Another massive thing stopping people is they don't let their new expectations, so their new goals or their new resolutions or whatever, they don't give it time to become a habit, because it won't be a habit if you miss one day or you miss a few days. Out of 21 days, you miss a few days, so you think, oh, this is too hard, this is too easy for me. You don't give it time to solidify and really become a habit, because you're setting the bar to join all the way up here. You start right here, you're right here right now. If the bar is all the way up here, then you have to do so much just to get to that bar. And then by that time, you're already demotivated. There's big changes in your day with your new goals, and you're chasing new things and have all these new, it's so much, and you got to give it time to really solidify itself. And if you give it a fair amount of time, a month and a half, and it still hasn't really given results, or you haven't been able to stay with it, then you should use that, and you should either lower or raise your goals based on your result. Yeah, I'm stuttering a lot, but just bear with me. I'm gonna try to edit a lot of it out, but there's gonna be some here and there. Just try to block it out. Now, going back to what I said, they'll miss one day or a day or two of something they wanted to do more of, and then whenever they do that, they think, oh, I'm such a failure. Oh, I've failed this task. I can't do this anymore. And it kills their momentum and everything they got going. And it's sad. And they'll feel shameful and defeated, which is crazy. Because whenever you go to the gym, you don't tell someone, oh, you have to go every single day. And if you miss a single day, all that progress you made in that week, say you go to the week 7 days a week, and then they miss one day, the last day, they lose all that progress. That's basically what you're telling them. Whenever you miss one day of a habit, or 2 days, or a week, or a month out of the year, you still have 11 other months of progress. That is so much self-improvement, and that's so much. And also, something small is you want to avoid making the same years year after year. Especially if you failed them in previous years, you don't want to keep making the same ones and keep having that cycle continue. Complete other goals, get that momentum, and then you can retry those goals. Other resolution. The most important reason people fail their New Year's resolution and how you can actually use it to keep yours is starting small. It sounds boring and it sounds lame. Either that or it sounds just, it's what everyone's been trying to tell you. But it's so simple but so effective. There's no rush at all. There's 11 months after January to get these goals settled in. And then slowly adjust the goal to your results. If you failed it, then I would lower it a little bit. And if you destroyed it, then bump it up a little. Like, don't be shy. These are goals that you have to be working toward. Now, to be able to actually change yourself this year, apart from all the other years that clearly have been failed years since you're watching this video, but you have to remember that change is a process and it's not going to be easy. So you have to be patient. Now, I'm about to tell you something that a lot of people need to hear. And it's, if you stop for a week, a month, or whatever you do, if you have breaks, that's completely normal. Self-improvement is not this crazy thing where we don't allow breaks or anything. And that's pretty much poisoned everyone's minds nowadays on self-improvement. But if you take these breaks or these whatever, you can get sick. You'll be throwing up. There'll be days, like, we are human. Things happen. You're not going to be able to do all your goals or do the strict daily schedule every single day. And that's okay. As long as you can get yourself back on the rails, get yourself back on the road eventually throughout the year, then that's self-improvement. That's you continuing to grow. Now, if you do end up not wanting to get back on track or you slip off of your goals way too frequently, then something that could be happening is you're putting the bar to join way too high. You're putting way too much expectations on yourself. You need to lower your expectations and lower your ego, and I promise you'll find more success on your experience on just your goals. And your goals and your habits will influence your year. And that is how you can make 2024 a successful year for yourself and better than your previous years. And that's pretty much just staying on your New Year's resolution. And I'm using this currently, and I'm having a year so much better than I've had any of my other years, and it's only April. Now, if you are able to stay on your New Year's resolution, then that is tremendous growth from last year. Now, thank you for watching this video if you watched the whole thing. I hope you got something out of the video. I'm not going to sit here and ask you to subscribe or beg you to like or sell you a course or anything. This is just raw content and raw information, and I hope you guys got something out of this video that'll stick in your head. But thank you guys for watching.